Explore the Bible in 1 year with us.
Day 58, Exodus 8, Mark 9, Psalm 87, presented by Mount Vernon Wilderness Gathering. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment of what country or state you live in.
Exodus 8, Lexham English Bible. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and say to him, Thus says Yahweh, release my people so that they may serve me. And if you are refusing to release, look, I am going to plague all of your territory with frogs, and the Nile will swarm with frogs, and they will go up and come into your house and into your bedroom and onto your bed and into the house of your servants and among your people and into your ovens and into your kneading troughs. And the frogs will go up against you and against your people and against all of your servants." And Yahweh said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch out your hand with your staff over the rivers, over the canals, and over the pools, and bring up the frogs on the land of Egypt." And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs went up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did likewise with their secret arts, and they brought up frogs over the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, "Pray to Yahweh, and let him remove the frogs from me and from my people, and let me release the people so that they can sacrifice to Yahweh." And Moses said to Pharaoh, "I leave to you the honor over me. When shall I pray for you and for your servants and for your people to cut off the frogs from you and from your houses? They will be left only in the Nile." And he said, "Tomorrow." And he said, "Let it be according to your word, so that you will know that there is no one like Yahweh our God. And the frogs will depart from you and from your house and from your servants. They will be left only in the Nile." And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried out to Yahweh over the matter of the frogs that he had brought on Pharaoh. And Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died from the houses, from the courtyards, and from the fields, and they piled them in countless heaps and stank. And Pharaoh saw that there was relief, and he made his heart insensitive, and he did not listen to them as Yahweh had spoken. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch out your staff and strike the dust of the land, and it will become gnats in all the land of Egypt." And he did so, and Aaron stretched out his hand with his staff, and he struck the dust of the land, and it became gnats on the humans and on the animals. All of the dust of the land became gnats in all the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their secret arts to bring out the gnats, but they were not able, and the gnats were on the humans and on the animals. And the magicians said to Pharaoh, "It is the finger of God." But the heart of Pharaoh was hard, and he did not listen to them, as Yahweh had spoken. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Start early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. Look, he is going out to the water, and you must say to him, 'Thus says Yahweh, release my people so that they may serve me.' But if you are not about to release my people, look, I am about to send out flies among you, and among your servants, and among your people, and in your houses, and the houses of Egypt will fill up with the flies, and also the ground that they are on. But on that day I will distinguish the land of Goshen, where my people are staying, by there not being flies there, so that you will know that I am Yahweh in the midst of the land. And I will put a distinction between my people and your people. This sign will be tomorrow." And Yahweh did so, and a severe swarm of flies came to the house of Pharaoh and the house of his servants, and in all the land of Egypt the land was ruined because of the flies. And Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron, and he said, "Go, sacrifice to your God in the land." And Moses said, "To do so is not right, because we will sacrifice to Yahweh our God a thing detestable to the Egyptians. Look, if we sacrifice before their eyes the thing detestable to the Egyptians, will they not stone us? We will go a journey of 3 days into the desert, and we will sacrifice to Yahweh our God what he says to us." And Pharaoh said, "I myself will release you, and you will sacrifice to Yahweh your God in the desert. Only surely you must not go far. Pray for me." And Moses said, "Look, I am going out from you, and I will pray to Yahweh, so that the flies depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. Only let not Pharaoh again deceive us by not releasing the people to sacrifice to Yahweh." And Moses went out from Pharaoh and prayed to Yahweh. And Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and removed the flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. Not one was left. and Pharaoh made his heart insensitive also this time, and he did not release the people. Mark 9, Lexham English Bible. And he said to them, "Truly I say to you that there are some of those standing here who will never experience death until they see the kingdom of God having come with power." And after 6 days, Jesus took along Peter and James and John and led them to a high mountain by themselves alone. And he was transfigured before them, and his clothing became radiant, extremely white, like no cloth refiner on earth can make so white. And Elijah appeared to them together with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. And Peter answered and said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good that we are here, and let us make 3 shelters, one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah." For he did not know what he should answer, because they were terrified. And a cloud came overshadowing them, and a voice came from the cloud, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." And suddenly, looking around, they no longer saw anyone with them but Jesus alone. And as they were coming down from the mountain, he ordered them that they should tell no one the things that they had seen, except when the Son of Man had risen from the dead. And they kept the matter to themselves, discussing what this rising from the dead meant. And they asked him, saying, "Why do the scribes say that Elijah must come first?" And he said to them, "Elijah indeed does come first and restores all things. And how is it written concerning the Son of Man that he should suffer many things and be treated with contempt? But I tell you that indeed Elijah has come, and they did to him whatever they wanted, just as it is written about him." And when they came to the disciples, they saw a large crowd around them, and scribes arguing with them. And immediately the whole crowd, when they saw him, were amazed, and ran up to him and greeted him. And he asked them, "What are you arguing about with them?" And one individual from the crowd answered him, "Teacher, I brought to you my son, who has a spirit that makes him mute. And whenever it seizes him, it throws him down, and he foams at the mouth, and grinds his teeth, and becomes paralyzed. And I told your disciples that they should expel it, and they were not able to do so." And he answered them and said, "O unbelieving generation, how long will I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring him to me." And they brought him to him. And when he saw him, the spirit immediately convulsed him, and falling on the ground, he began to roll around, foaming at the mouth. And he asked his father how long it was since this had been happening to him. And he said, "From childhood. And often it has thrown him both into fire and into water, in order that it could destroy him. But if you are able to do anything, have compassion on us and help us." But Jesus said to him, "If you are able, all things are possible for the one who believes." Immediately the father of the child cried out and said, "I believe, help my unbelief." Now when Jesus saw that a crowd was running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "Mute and deaf spirit, I command you, come out of him and enter into him no more." And it came out, screaming and convulsing him greatly, and he became as if he were dead, so that most of them said, "He has died." But Jesus took hold of his hand and raised him up, and he stood up. And after he had entered into the house, his disciples asked him privately, "Why were we not able to expel it?" And he said to them, "This kind can come out by nothing except by prayer." And from there they went out and passed through Galilee. And he did not want anyone to know, for he was teaching his disciples and was telling them, "The Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of men, and they will kill him. And when he is killed, after 3 days he will rise." But they did not understand the statement, and they were afraid to ask him, and they came to Capernaum. And after he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you discussing on the way?" But they were silent, because they had argued with one another on the way about who was greatest. And he sat down and called the 12 and said to them, "If anyone wants to be first, he will be last of all and servant of all." And he took a young child and had him stand among them, and taking him in his arms, he said to them, "Whoever welcomes one of the young children such as these in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me does not welcome me, but the one who sent me." John said to him, "Teacher, we saw someone expelling demons in your name, and we tried to prevent him because he was not following us." But Jesus said, "Do not prevent him, because there is no one who does a miracle in my name and will be able soon afterward to speak evil of me. For whoever is not against us is for us. For whoever gives you a cup of water to drink in my name because you are Christ's, truly I say to you that he will never lose his reward. And whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it is better for him if instead a large millstone is placed around his neck and he is thrown into the sea. And if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off! It is better for you to enter into life crippled than, having two hands, to go into hell, into the unquenchable fire. And if your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life lame than, having 2 feet, to be thrown into hell. And if your eye causes you to sin, tear it out. It is better for you to enter into the kingdom of God with 1 eye than, having 2 eyes, to be thrown into hell, where their worm does not die and the fire is not extinguished. For everyone will be salted with fire. Salt is good, but if the salt becomes deprived of its salt content, by what can you make it salty? Have salt among yourselves and be at peace with one another.
Psalm 87. His foundation is on the holy mountains. Yahweh loves the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken about you, O city of God. Selah, I will record those who know me. In Rehab and Babylon, behold, in Philistia and Tyre with Cush, this one was born there. But with respect to Zion it shall be said, each one was born in her. For the Most High himself will establish her. Yahweh will record in writing the peoples, this one was born there. Selah. And while dancing, sing